my friends. And, get your mic, boss. Get your mic. Yesterday, I started with this, but I was having so much fun going over people's games and stuff that I did not finish. And we have something about 10 people still to cover. So, I want to get to that today. And it's a let me just say the order is a little funky. We're working out the order. I think by next week my order is going to be like dialed in. And maybe what I'll have to do is just, because we're getting more and more graduates, just aim for a more epic show. I enjoy the show. I just need to find the time for it. What are we doing here? That's something like that. Okay. So let's look at Daniel Lopez over here. Boom. Daniel Lopez has done a couple things. 430 points, bows. Dang. That's some real stuff right there. Activity. Let's see what they did up here. Basically, Daniel Lopez has done nothing. What has Daniel Lopez done? He's done some puzzle rush, his puzzle survival. So I think Daniel Lopez is new to the program. Okay, that's what I think is happening. I don't know though. A lot of times, and I think this is all just us moving. I don't know exactly. I think Dojo 2.0, the way we've just moved it, that some people are just logging in, and then we won't have as many graduates later. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. We got to go recent. And then we go, something just happened. There's Daniel Lopez. Now we're going to look at, I can't say the name. Let's look at activity. And so I think also this is somebody who's just come into the program. But they like chess, so there you go. So, all right, go recent. And let's hit new cohort. Bang. All right, so cool. And then what we're going to do is then go to this next one, which is kind of like more the thing. I think I'm worried I lost some people. I'm worried I lost some people, man. Oh, I think I might have lost some people. I'm doing the best I can, okay? And I think, okay, so what's the problem? In this thing, it shows the past week, and then obviously there's a day happened between today and yesterday. So we're going to do these people. And there's a guy named SC. I know might have been lost, but I think I did lose some other people. Not good, Kraai. Not good. Okay, let's first look at JR here. Bang! 332 points. What's going on? All right, so here we go. JR, I remember from other shows. And already they've done some stuff here, done some good work here. Okay. Now, let me just say the obvious. In this transition to 2.0, some people are showing up as graduates, but really they're just moving from one cohort to another. That will die down as we progress with Dojo 2.0. But these, of course, are the people I'm really interested in looking at. How they did it, to look at their games, get a sense of what their chess journey is like. Interesting just in terms of me being a fan of these people, but also really helps me gain a sense of like how the program is working or maybe not working. Okay, so we do have, that's a great breakdown, by the way. Let's look at tactics. Oh, dude, that's a great breakdown. And then we'll look at endgame. Beautiful. The win conversion is a new thing, so I'm happy that that's seeming to work out here too. Okay. Pepper Chess is here. Nice. Okay. Let's go look at JR's games. Oh, it's disappointing, JR. Now, maybe JR had games from the last one. I take it back. So he's done the Blunder games. That is for the under 1,000 cohort. To do games where they're just trying not to drop stuff. The cohort games is our list of 5 games from the cohort to see how they're annotated. And then Dude has also reviewed some games with somebody higher, but not yet done any annotations. Okay, good to know. JR, I hope to see you again, buddy. So then we're going to go pop, and then we're going to go pop, and then we're going to go new cohort. Okay, I think this is working. Then we're going to look at Southern Run. Southern Run is a big dojo. You can find him on the dojo. He helped us. We had a logo battle. Southern Run made some submissions back in the day. Let's read what he says. By the way, this is Jack's new format. I love it a lot. I can order it by rating. We can see any comments they make. When you graduate, you can say maybe something you despise about the program, what helped you, whatever you want to say about your journey, and especially the graduation. For me, the program details have helped me filter out so much of what is available to learn from and to drill down what is needed. Focusing on the fundamentals at my level has been very helpful. Happy to see it. Beautiful. That's the dojo score. That's a lot of work right there. Let's check him. So, 60-point gain. This dude's got to get up to 950 next. Beautiful. Lots of tactics. And let's look at the old cohort. We do have some games and analysis. We got some tactics. Oh, that's some good tactics. Now, one thing that I asked Jack to do that I think will be fun is, like, we look at the Polgar mates here. Oh, dude, Jack is fast. Jack is fast. So first of all, the mates count for, they start counting less as you go up the cohort ladder. Makes sense. I shouldn't get as many points for a mate in 2, for example, that someone rated 1100 should get. Makes a lot of sense. So in addition to showing the score, which was doing it before, Jack is so fast, so just boom, boom, boom. We're also able now to see how many a person has done just by hovering over the mate in 1s here. Beautiful. So that's cool. So we can actually see how many they've done. All right, I'm pumped for Southern Run. Let's see if Southern Run has a game for us. We got 1. Boom. All right, we're going to look at it from Black's perspective. So far, so good. And as is usual, your opponents, the one reason not to study openings is your opponents are going to do something weird, like A3. Okay. Good. And by the way, these notes, perfect. You know, the main idea is you just want to be able to articulate what you think is going on in the game. D3, and now we have H6. For some reason, I felt he would move knight G5, so wanted to restrict that move. This also opens an escape square for my king to avoid back rank mate threats. So this is really important, you guys. Let me just stress, like, you might have a different take on why H6 is necessary. But what we're able to see here, though, is just what Dude thinks, right? What Dude thinks is going on in this position. And I think most people playing H6 would be afraid of bishop G5, right? Now, something that if you've watched me do this for a while, you know that I am opposed to giving away time. So from that perspective, to me, the right move is bishop G4. And then we will be asking Black some very reasonable questions too. So White will be asking White some questions. It should be said that knight G5 is not a threat because we've got that square covered. Okay, well, here we go. H6, knight E2. I thought for a bit as to his intention for this move and could only figure he wanted to unpin the knight on F3. Okay, good. And now rook E8 is weird. By the way, I'm really happy that besides the move H6, Southern Run is really doing good development, right? And I think that is the motivation behind the move rook e8. However, taking on f3, well, that's definitely something we should think about. And in our notes, we want to at least say why we didn't do it. Because this is some juicy juice coming up here, my friends. That's some real sauce. That's some real sauce, Mr. Mouse. That's the real thing. Okay. So, rook e8. And now, one of the things that is interesting, kind of, is that one reason people don't become sensitive to bad pieces is their opponents don't exploit them. So the value of c3 was to make this knight poor, for example. And in fact, I'm sure white was just consumed with fear about knight d4. But they're now so consumed by fear of this knight d4 that they then play bishop b5. But when we look at it, this is now our worst piece. And what's going to happen? Of course white shouldn't take, but he takes our worst piece. And maybe their narrative was something like, oh, well, I'm getting the bishops. Well, Baus, you just solved my worst piece. It's over. It's over, Baus. Okay, this is a mistake. And one of the things I want to stress here is at this level, the game will be decided on tactics, okay? But learning not to lose time and becoming sensitive to pieces, good pieces and bad pieces, is going to be a good part of your chess journey, going forward. And what should white do? You should write what white should do. You should say knight g3, Baus. Knight g3 is the move. Okay, so here we go. Pop. Good. Rook e6. Now that's an angry move, Southern. That's an angry move, Baus. Oh, what did he ever do to you? You want to go mate him now? Dang. Now, one of the things that's curious to me is I don't understand why we're not wrecking the king side. Like, why aren't we taking this thing? We should definitely get some kind of variation in here. Well, now I hope you took it. Oh, he's begging for it. He's like, please take it. Thank you. Check to the miserable king. King h2. Knight g5. Can't be wrong. That's got to be wrong, my friends. That's got to be wrong. Check to the miserable king. Check. Checkmate. Very pleased with this game. Went into it after playing poorly lately, and main focus was on capture any hanging pieces. Avoid hanging any pieces and try to maintain the initiative. So notice that both players did not use their time. They didn't use their time. So, Southern, let me say a couple things, boss. I'm happy that you're making progress, and I think there's a couple things I want to just mention. The more variations you can give us, the better. The more evaluations you can give us in here, the better. And probably most significant for your chess development is to use more time, right? Like, there's a number of big questions in here that I would have spent, anybody would spent some good time. And then just going forward, try to not waste time. Sometimes you will have to waste time, but don't waste time, if you don't have to. Like here, you don't have to waste time with h6. I don't know Southern Run personally, but I feel a certain affinity to the dude. All I know he's a little older. He's going for it. When you're I'm so old they call me a boomer. I don't think I'm technically a boomer, but that's how old they think I am. So me and Southern Run, man. We're up against the millennials. We're up against them. Yeah. Paul Moore is 9 years older than me. That's right, dude. Isn't Bishop G5 a nasty pin? Well, I'll tell you what, it's a nasty pin. Bishop G4 is a nasty pin, right? Who's got the nasty? I'm there first. I'm there first, Baus. I'm there first. Well, okay. So, that's beautiful. Let's go back. We'll go recent. And we're going to go pippity pop. We had 20 yesterday. I kind of blew it. I lost some people. I know one of the ones I lost. But anyways, here we go. The new cohort. And now we're going to look at Dustin Dreams. Boom. 119 points. Nice. And also 950 next graduation. Lots of tactics. And how did they get here, though? Great breakdown. Great breakdown. And non-dojo. What did they do for non-dojo? Some tactics, some non-dojo tactics, some podcasts. This is great, dude. This is great. And I think it's great to log this stuff, you know? Yeah. 66 hours of tactics. That's a lot of tactics. What, do you got something against our tactics, Bows? What get you do our tactics? What did you do for our tactics? The maiden ones, okay. And actually here we can hover over it. 68 of them done. Nice. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're going to see if Dustin has some games. Oh, we do. We got a game. So here we go. All right. And Dustin is black. So far, so good. Yeah. Good notes. Good notes. Okay. I'm getting the idea of b5 here, but not sure if this is correct play. Now, this is one of the things that we can talk about. It's great practice to not do moves like a6, okay? Whether you're a GM or you are 500, 600, right? So let's talk about the moves that we could call principled. The main ones, I think, are bishop e7 and bishop b4, right? Those are the main ones. We could also consider knight d7, right? And maybe eventually we can say, maybe the bishop can go out and we'll need to play b6. But I think it's best, especially whether you're a GM or whatnot, to do one of these moves, okay? I like bishop e7 best, personally, because White blocked his own bishop in here, and so I feel no need to encourage him to trade it off after bishop b4. Just bishop e7, castles, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, a6, knight c3, dc4. dc4 here is not something I know about. I'm not sure why I'm simplifying here instead of leaving the tension. I know that this negatively affects my control of the center, as White's two knights are exerting a lot of control. Perhaps I would be better served to take c4 earlier, perhaps not even decline the gambit and just accept. Now, the exclam or $2 is some funky symbol that did not translate from wherever they did their annotations. I have a similar problem where I annotate in ChessBase. Sometimes it doesn't carry over. I don't know. That's not the technological stuff, my friend, is not why I'm here. Okay, so now here's the thing. I told you not to do this, but you have in fact transposed to the Queen's Gambit accepted. Okay, castles, c takes. It would be good for you to write out why you're doing certain things. And the thing you should see about c takes is that you are getting the isolated pawn, giving White the isolated pawn, but you are freeing the bishop, which I would argue is a little bit more important. So, pop, knight c6. Now, by the way, I want to stress that you are playing, so far both sides, playing GM level chess, dude. So, except that move, right? Incorrect because it is not a developing move. Okay. So, standard position, IQP, yada, yada. And White's got a number of developing moves here that make sense. One hilarious thing is that I don't even want to say what the best move is here. You'd call me a hypocrite if I told you what the best move is here. So I'm not going to tell you for white. But I'll tell you what, that wasn't it, right? Blocking the rook, moving the bishop twice. b5, very good. Very good. Okay. All right. So, dude, for a game where we're talking about players at, below 1,000, these people are playing great. No one's hung anything. Let's say about this move that what black should do is do something to unmask this bishop. We can call it, or if you want to play rook c8 first, but either of these moves look pretty good to me. And you could say, Kraai, are you not developing twice, moving develop piece twice? Yes, and I feel kind of bad about it, okay? But we can see that the bishop, I'm going to put him there, really wants that freedom of movement. Okay, bishop b4. Let's say queen c2 is odd because it's asking to get smacked with rook c8, which you did. Great, dude. Now again, this person is moving the pieces 1,000 times. Don't like it. Huge mistake for me. Now, it's definitely a mistake. And one thing to do for the annotations, I know you guys hear me say this all the time. Say what you should have done, okay? Could be here. Oh, what's happening here, buddy? Could be there. Could be there. One of these moves. You got to unmask the dude. Okay, so queen c7. Pop, good move. Notice that Nimzovich said that the isolated pawn, isolated queen pawn, it's a lust for expansion. And in the old translations, they would call it the concupiscence of the isolated queen pawn. Rough, dude, rough. And buddy, you are facing some concupiscence right now. You're facing some concupiscence right now, buddy. Yep. Okay. Now, you're calling ED5 a blunder. Is it really a blunder, though? To me, a blunder is when you're hanging some pieces. And if you play knight e5, dude gets to take on e6 in a variety of ways. So I don't know about that. I'm not at all sure about that. For example, knight e5, queen e5, dude has a lot of things that scare me to death. That's one. That's another. You know, it's not so pleasant for a peasant. No. No, I think you have to take. And queen c7 was a mistake. But notice that queen c7 was a mistake for the same reason that queen c2 was over here, that you're putting the queen on a file where it's going to get whacked. Right? Okay, so this is what we got, ed5. You are not toast here. White is better, but you are not toast. Okay, rook fd8. By the way, this is when we need to take care to do some notes, you know, some variations, because this is hot and heavy here. This is not simple. This is not simple. So, for example, we should consider moving this queen somewhere off of this pin. You know, the lame-o queen b8 comes to mind, right? Are we worse? Yes, but we don't have any structural problems, and the game's not over yet, right? Okay, here, queen f5 is, at the very least, a good-looking move. And then you went back like a sad sack. Oh, don't call him a sad sack. Don't call him a sad sack. All right, rook f8, bishop f4, and now you're going to blunder it with bishop d6. Okay. Note to bene, though, the game is still not well, it's getting close to over. And in fact, maybe it is now over. But we don't have to resign yet. I think, for example, Queen E7, you're going to lose, I think, after A3 because the bishop doesn't really have any good squares. Here, it's going to fall. For example, pop, 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 pop. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. And if you go bishop d6, it's similar to the game where it's going to be Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye over here too. And here is a little bit more interesting because we go pop. Looks like it's Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. And then I think dude needs to sacrifice the queen. And then get it back here. And then I think we call that, what do we call that? I think we call that winning for white. Okay. So we cannot, so what am I trying to say? That rules out for us Queen E7. And then we ask ourselves, well, I only got really two other squares of B6 and A5. And then I ask myself, well, Baus, how does white finish me off? And one of the reasons a couple of reasons we want to do this in our notes. One, this is where tactics training happens, my friends. This is where it happens. And two, we really want to put ourselves in the state where we're like, oh, right, I'm going to get some nasty position like this, and then it's going to be process of elimination to see if I can survive. You know, I think the answer is no, because he's going to play knight g5 and the force count on f7 and h7. Too much, young man, too much. But these are the things we need to put in our notes. So one cool thing about these two guys, Dustin and Southern Run, is they're both going in the next cohort. Will they play a game with each other? And who will win? My son has a book he really likes called Who Will Win? And it's like they got the Tyrannosaurus Rex against the Velociraptor. They got a gorilla versus, some other animal like a bear, They got the hippo versus the rhino. I think that was the ultimate battle there, the hippo versus the rhino. And then in my book of Who Will Win, it's going to be like Southern Run against Dustin. Who's going to win that battle, Baus? Who's going to win that battle? Oh, man. Okay. We got a question here. I don't know if you checked any of my games in a previous stream, but if you get a minute to check, Rookie A90 would love feedback. Okay. Yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm going through the games of people who have graduated. I do also look at other games, and that's a different stream, but I will try to do that at some point. Yeah. Okay, and like we are saying here, people on the site will be happy to look at your games. Part of their requirements as well is to look at games of people who are lower rated. Okay, let's go look. Next one. Dustin, and boop. And then I go pop. And now we got Aubin. Now, Aubin I recognize. Aubin's been around. So there we go, 190, activity, lots of tactics. Let's check. Oh, wait, but this is the old cohort. There's some good work, dude. Let's look at the tactics. Bam! Polgar mates in 1. Bam! 306. Isn't that more satisfying? If I just saw the score of 306, not as satisfying as knowing the dude did 306. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. Time breakdown. Games and analysis. Now, oh yeah, great. Fantastic, dude. This dude's going places. Aubin is going places. Let's look at one of Aubin's games. Oh, no. Oh, what happened? I don't know. Let's try another one. Oh! Uh-oh. We got a malformed PGN, my friends. There we go. I was thinking maybe it's something with the site at first. That's the first time I've seen that in my experience with it so far, like if you put a PGN that Jack's business doesn't like, it'll kind of tell you. It'll be like, no, boss, this ain't ready. This ain't ready to be submitted. Okay. Okay, pop, pop. So, Albin. I've been practicing with this opening. It doesn't have too many moving parts to keep track of. Okay, well said. This was the old way of playing the opening? Fine, fine. Queen e7, castles. Fine. Now, at this level, they're going to do weird stuff. Now, one of the nice things about this for you is that it's a simple enough setup that in a way you don't have to learn it. You just play like, I'm going to put my bishop on c4, my pawn on d3, and then we're going to go from there. Now, one of the things I really encourage you to do is when your opponent makes a funky move, like knight h5, then it is certainly time to start looking for a tactical knockout. So I think there's one here. What is the tactical knockout? So, knight g5, boss. It's all over. It's all over, Grover. We got a double attack. It's too much to bear. It's over. Finish him. Finish him. He's done. So, again, you will play people that break the rules. When they break the rules, that's when we want to look for a punishment. And in fact, with Queen e7, it's already kind of over Grover. It's not kind of, it is over Grover right here. Right? This one, maybe they can squirm for a little bit longer, but not that much longer, you know? Whereas a knight h5, that's just so bad that, boom, knight g5, we're crushing immediately. So, all right, here we go. Queen f6, more loss of time. d5. That's a highfalutin move. Okay. Now again, notice black is not developing. They have got issues. Okay. g3. Black is focused on getting a kingside mate as fast as possible, so I'm just defending and trying my best to not missnap. But I'd rather have a moved pawn than an opening to the king. So again, what you want is to do some variations. My first question is, are we winning a piece after knight e5? My gut says, well, yeah. So let's take a look. Queen e5, knight f3. Is there a way for dude to get out of this mess? It's not pleasant for a peasant. We're just going to put it that way, right? So let's look. Queen f6, that's the only way. Notice if queen e4, rook e1. Notice, my friends, people say, give me tactics in the dojo. We got tactics, but I'm telling you, they're in your own games, my friends. So you want to ask yourself, could I have just wasted this dude completely? Queen f6, e5, here, it looks like we're winning stuff. Dude can never do this because of ye old friend, rook e1. And on queen g5, it looks pretty sus because of ye old friend, g3. And nota bene, pop, there ain't no way to hide, son. I am going to win your coconuts. Don't talk about their coconuts in that tone. Anyways, the coconuts are going to fall. So, my friends, okay, you're up in time. That's when the tactics will start hammering them. Okay, now let's hope we took on e5. Ooh, weird. I decided to do the same. As black seemed to want to use the e5 knight, I just want to put my king on 4 king squares right in front of my h3 knight. Oh, no. Okay. So, what do I want you to do? I want you to get rid of this thing and then bring your knight out, right? That's what I want you to do. This one starts giving me the heebie-jeebies because I'm worried about just the look of that thing. You know, it's a developing move. Put some pressure on me. And no one likes to have their coconuts touched like that, you know? All right. So d6. And this is kind of hilarious. He's all in on the knight f4, man. He's all in. Give me that, baby. All right. All right. All right. There we go. There we go. Now we're hurting this dude. Nah, it's all over. Yep. Give me it all. Bringing our dudes in. All right. All right. That ain't it. Bam! Whoa. Whoa. This is indefensible. I was completely overtaken with the idea that I could get a back-ranked mate, given that white queen was out of position. Painful. All right, so let's say some obvious stuff. At this level, what's deciding the games are the tactical blunders. And so, you know, yes, we want to do a variety of tactics. Yes, we want to do training this and training that. But it's really right here, looking at your own games, where you are going to improve the most. The most basic thing to say is you could say, Baus, I'm up 1,000 pieces. Let's just consolidate. You know, let's just consolidate. All right. Oh, no. And now, I think we're just hanging more stuff. The blunder from trying to save face. That's a great note. And I want to stress that this is a very important psychological thing that now having written it, you will be aware of it in the future, right? i.e., like, oh, I had a collapse. Obviously, you need to regroup, right? And bishop f7, isn't it? You're just hanging all your stuff. Now, at this level, dude might still blow it. Well, doesn't look good for us. Checkmate. Okay. Okay. So there it is, my friends. That's a rough business. Okay, let's do another one. Oban, you're gonna make it, Baus. Let's go back to Oban just for a second. Actually, we'll see him in the cohort list here. Yeah. So yeah, Oban's graduated a couple times here. Fred has as well. Let's check out what's going on with Fred. I have a feeling. I'm feeling Fred. Well, we'll just take a look. So they've graduated a bunch of times. Tactics, non-dojo tactics. Tactics, bang. Mates in one, survival, puzzle rush. Everyone's first chess notebook. Okay, good. All right. Dude, Fred's bringing it. Okay. Now, what kind of looks like, I'm not sure, but it looks like Fred is doing one of these things that's confusing for the graduation show, which is a lot of people who aren't actually in the 0 to 300 group will start off at that to kind of go through some of the requirements. But like Fred, they don't do all of the requirements. So there's some confusion there for me. Okay, let's go. And we'll go again over here. Pop. And I go pop. And now we got Bodine. And Bodine has gone up one cohort here. And I don't know, crashed and burned. Crashed and burned with the Lee Chess Classical. Now you can see Lee Chess, dude, you got a rating of, if you got a rating, look at the difference there, 340 to 1100. Hey, Lee Chess, I don't know, when I shout out to ChessCom, I'm always talking about Danny. I shout out to Chessable, I talk about Bartholomew. I don't know who I shout out to at Lee Chess anyway. Hey, Lee Chess, dude, the inflation is out of control. We've had some inflation over here in the US, in England's inflation is incredible. But Baus, Lichess, you need to get that inflation under control, man. All right, let's go look at Bodine here. We do have some games and analysis. Let's see how they did it here. Dude, some games analysis. Click on that. Annotated games, some Blender games. Dude, Bodine's Bodine is doing it. Bodine is definitely doing it. And I'm pumped on. I don't care where you are, man. If you were working on it, I'm pumped. And this dude has got he's got a really good pie chart there. Let's go back and then let's look at the tactics. Yeah. 17 with the puzzle survival. Everyone's first chess workbook, puzzle rush, mates in 80 of them. Nice, dude. Okay. Beautiful. All right, now let's go look at a game. Bodine. Now, it's kind of confusing that the first one is not Bodine. So I'm going to click on one that says Bodine. Okay. I was confused by this opening. Yeah. Yeah, no, take the pawn. Thank you very much. Fine. Okay, good move. Uh-oh. Okay, so let's say the obvious. At this level, where it's going to be decided is somebody hanging some stuff. And that's what the Blender games are meant to address, right? So pop. And probably we got to push to d4 or something because now your pawn on d3 is under attack. Dude doesn't see it. Now again, your d3 pawn is under attack, Baus. You got to do something about that. He doesn't see it. Okay. That ain't it. Okay. And now look, one of the things is really good, and again, let me just say it, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. It's in your tactics, in your games that you will learn tactics. And here dude sees this very typical trick, which happens, if you're an e4 player, you're going to see this all the time. Bam. Bam. There's some tasty coconuts right there. Okay, knight takes c6. Check to the miserable king. Fortunately, it doesn't do much. And that move is going to get whacked by rook c8. Queen b7. I don't understand. Now the queen is, the bishop is hanging on b5. Okay, so, pop. Now, let me just say, it would be great if we had some knowledge of how long you were taking, both players. My suspicion is that neither player is actually taking that long on these games. I could go hunt the game down because there's a link there. All right, I'll tell you what, we're gonna go through this game and then we're gonna go look, and then the thesis is that neither player was thinking that long. And if they had been, they would see things like queen takes b5. That's the thesis. Okay, got a nice knight. Oh. Oh. Oh, all right. Here we go. Thank you. We're winning the bishop. Thank you. Tasty, tasty bishop. Opening the rook. Check to the miserable king. Leaving my knight hanging. Good, dude. This is where the game's going to be decided. Stuff like this. Again, things are hanging on d7. Oh, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. Bam! I'll give him a knight b6 check, Baus. Oh. Well, also, this is mate. This is mate. Check. Mate. Okay. Now, I want to say anything about luck. So this is a really good, for me, this is actually very important to see because obviously Bodine is just starting out. Bodine has just graduated. Bodine will graduate again fairly soon. and we're seeing what the struggle is like at the 0 to 300 cohort. All right? It's a real thing. And let me just stress something. The hardest thing to learn for any player starting is not hanging their stuff. It involves like a board vision. So for example, when dude hangs the first one, we could use any of these as an example, right? When dude hangs this first piece, he's not seeing that the pawn is attacking the bishop. And it takes a little bit of work before you just automatically see it, right? And that's the skill that will take you really to the 1200 or 1000 plus level once you start seeing that your stuff is attacked. And that process of like just seeing stuff will then spill over into all kinds of other chess visualization business. Now, the reason I want to say it's hard is it's hard in comparison to, say, doing some nice developing moves. Look, GM play, dude. GM play. You could have taken on a6 too, but d3 is nice. Okay, so let's look then at this game. I think we can find it. I go new window. Oh man. I go new window. Pop. It worked. Okay, remember the thesis was that people were moving too fast. Now, can I get info on? Yes, I can. This was a 15-10 game. Okay, so we're just gonna go look at how long. Whoa! This is the wrong game. This is the wrong game. I thought. So somehow that link was not the Correctamundo link. Bummer. Okay. It's okay. Kraai, leave it alone. Now, there's somebody else I needed to look for, and that's SC, and I knew he was going to be. So I did that. I did the graduation show Monday, and then if I wait a day, then some people are lost in this recent, beautiful thing that Jack created. So I got to find SC, and I think I have a plan. I think I got a plan. We're going to go search by player. I don't know if maybe this is not going to work. I know his name was S.C. Will it work? We'll see. It's not going to work. I don't have his full name. Let's go SC without the period. Oh, man. So I have to have the exact name, unfortunately, for SC. Anybody help me? Like which cohort I should be looking at for SC? Oh, I'm at a loss. No, I don't know how to do it. So, SC, I promise I will cover your game on a different show. We'll be back next Monday. Let me just check one thing here. If I go new cohort, bam. Yeah, we got everybody. I will be back next Monday, and I'm going to try to just do the whole show at the same time, you know? So, excuse me, Tuesday. Tuesday, my friends. Tuesday is when the next show is happening. I had to move it to Tuesday because I got an evil coach, and he wants to do it at 1:30, and I'm showing him a game a day. I've been working hard on my own annotations, my friends. Hard. It's been great, dude. I wake up early, like an old man, bam, 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 writing it out. There it is. Okay, so there's all kinds of fun things we can do, but let's go take a cruise around the dojo. Here's our scoreboard. Let's look at some stats. Yeah, I want to get rid of this inactive thing, but otherwise it's pretty cool. And then let's go look at that first cohort and just see what's going on there. So these are people in the 0 to 300, and it's pretty cool. Now what you can see is actually Stone What Now has done a lot of the work. Hasn't logged their time, but has done a lot of the work, and has made some progress, right? But they need to be a little bit higher. And in fact, what is the graduation here for ChessCom? It's 550. You know, so one of the things actually is the 0 to 300 cohort is in a lot of ways the most brutal. Now, let's say something obvious. A bend here. Hey, a bend. Or maybe that's just how inflated Lichess is. No, that's not. Lichess is inflated, but it's not that inflated, Baus. He's got to graduate. So one of the things that we've been working on is that a bend should get a automatic thing saying, Baus, it's time to move up. Now, maybe what a bend is doing is he's going to end up graduating through multiple things. And I don't know why people are doing this, but it is a trend that they try to start out at the bottom to kind of like do some of the stuff at the bottom and then move themselves up as if they're building themselves up from the ground up. No, Baus, start in your cohort. Start in your cohort. Let's check out Stone What Now. Bang. Activity. Oh, nice, dude. Stone What Now is bringing it, man. This is some real work. Let's look at the tactics. Oh, dude, yeah. Very nice, dude. Very nice. All right, let's see some games. Stone What Now's got a game. Let's look. Now, this is obviously a Lichess game. Look at that rating on Lichess. Oh, what's going on, man? Wait, Stone What Now? If I go progress, ratings. Dude, so wait a second. It seems like Lichess, the dude should be graduated. It's confusing to me. It's confusing. Wait a second. So if I go scoreboard, if I go dude scoreboard here. Right, one more, buddy. Oh, too much. So, it's true. You got to be Lichess is so inflated, dude. It's so inflated. What's going on? Hey, Lichess! Take it easy, man. Take it easy. Dang, that's inflated. What's going on? All right, let's look at Stone What Now's game. This is Schnelle Lopa, which I think in Dutch is going to mean fast bishop. That's my guess. Not an expert on that, but let's just see. Now, we got some timestamps. Let's go through it. A3. Schnelle Loper, you know what I'm saying, but we're looking at it from Black's perspective. Pop. Okay. Pop. Fine. As long as you're developing, I'm not saying anything. Then he went for the trade. It is an even trade, but yeah, you should take with the queen, if nothing else, to develop your stuff. Okay, you're defending your business. King f8, a little weird because you play c6. Let's do c6 now. a6. Don't hang that pawn, boss. Queen d7. There was no immediate advantage to this move at this point other than freeing up my queen a bit. I'm conscious that my light square bishop is effectively trapped, though. Okay, good notes. Now, Stone What? If you are reading this, if you're watching this, let's say something really obvious. The path for your chess improvement is something I just did a video about. You find it on our YouTube site. Baus, you're not thinking. Look how fast you're going. It took you longer to write this sentence, much longer, to write and think about this sentence than it is for you to play Queen d7. Okay? So, that is the path. Now, knight takes d5. Here you did think, and honestly, knight takes d5 is a terrible blunder. And so, are you going to say again, Kraai, that all the tactics are in your own games? Are you going to say it again? I am going to say it again, okay? Get over it. Here's the tactic. Bang, bang, check to the miserable king. And then there is your problem, Stone What Now. Well, it's not your problem. It's your opponent's problem. Okay, so dude won a pawn. You're obsessed with that square, Baus. You're obsessed with the square, man. Okay. 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 Whoa, Stone What? When did we develop the anger issues, buddy? Yeah, maybe Queen G4 could be a good move here. But don't give up your stuff, dude. You're just you're angry. Okay. Down there, you definitely have the anger. I was thinking about c5 here, attacking d4 as a distraction, as a figure out a strategy. Okay. So actually, there's a lot to be said here. Now, it's you kind of yard sailed it by taking obviously by giving all your pieces away. Yard sale, by the way, just colloquial, like when we're skiing and we we fall and we tumble down the mountain and like we got a glove up there and a ski up there, and our hat's way up there. That's what we call a yard sale. So all the stuff is out there on the front lawn for sale. And here we have a yard sale. Obviously, you should put question marks next to these things where you're giving stuff away. Okay? It would really help. And most importantly, you need to use your time. If you just sit on your hands a little bit, I know people don't believe me when I say this, you will start seeing more things. Your play will become much better. All right, here we go. White, for his part, played, once you gave him all the stuff, played pretty good. Okay, let's go look at another cohort here. Let's look at that 3 to 400. And also let's look time spent. This is Sergeant Tom. And Sergeant Tom has done pretty good, almost ready to graduate. Now that's really cool. And one of the cool things that you're seeing in this list is the more time spent in general, the bigger the rating change. So that's cool. There's Bodine over there. Nice. And let's go look at Sergeant Tom real quick. So then we got 241 points. Oh, dude, that's bringing it. Okay, activity. Oh, look at this. Look at this, Sergeant Tom, boss. Nice. Okay. This is the real deal. Let's click on tactics. Everyone's first chess. But dude he's following the program. He's making progress. It's that simple. All right, let's see if we get a game from Sergeant Tom. Is he serious? I think Is He Serious is in the dojo. I know Is He Serious in the dojo. Oh, look at this beautiful thing. Now, let's just say the obvious. This new thing where we can see the times, really helpful. Let's put it from Black's perspective. And let's just guess that there should have been some notes before here, before we got to here. Okay. All right. Let me just say, both sides played pretty good so far. D5 is suspect because it's not a developing move. Castle's short makes a lot of sense. Okay, a little weird, right? To move the rook away from the F2 pawn. Castle's long. Let me just say why I like castle's short is because then our rook is automatically looking at this dude. Okay, mild positional crime because you have blocked your bishop. Not sure I get it. But you're not hanging stuff. I'm going to understand that. Well, why don't we take the knight moves? We've got a free pawn there on d4. That wasn't it. All right. Pop. Oh, wait, excuse me. Sergeant Tom is white. All right. Let's yell at you here a little bit, Sergeant Tom. Sorry, I had the wrong people. So, you've played up to here. You've done pretty good. Knight g5 breaks the rules, right? It's not super easy what to do here, but given that this pawn now controls the knight, we could go trade the thing off if we want. Not the dumbest thing. All right, knight g5, pop. Notice, the queen d7 is a developing move. Queen e2. It makes me nervous because now knight d4 can come with tempo. As I said, not correct. And here you need to do something else because rook d1 isn't it. And then that's a mistake because they block their bishop. I have some sympathy for this move c3. You're trying to scratch him. No one understands. Weird. Weird. You know, you need to play something like cd4. And now I guess knight takes c3, boss. I don't know. Now dude should just take you. Doesn't. And then now that's a good move because it's kind of like, yeah, he's definitely in your face. And that pawn on d4 is going to turn into a thing. You say, I don't care. And you're right. We should not have played this. And black, for his part, should have played queen b2. Good. That's highfalutin, f3. Now, I'm going to say the obvious. We started out with 45 minutes. These guys have thought some. Don't be so mean, Kraai, okay? They've thought some. All right. It's not an easy life for white here because black's minors are very strong. But, of course, this move, which I don't understand, we should give a question mark to because, boom, dude gets in. And now why doesn't dude take on d3? I don't know. Now that knight's in a hopping. Uh-oh, and there it is. Bam! Oh, no. This was simply a blunder since my intent was to play queen c2. After this game, after this blunder, the game was lost. Okay. Now notice, Is He Serious is substantially higher rated. You know? So in a lot of ways, it's like me playing a super GM. That would be the difference here between Sergeant Tom and Is He Serious. So you can see a little bit of the difference where both sides are hanging stuff, but then this kind of blunder is what kills the Sergeant. Now, Sergeant, check it out, Baus. You should sell yourself in a position like this. You're like, oh, Baus, I can't be, I'm on the verge of death. It's time to start thinking. And when they bring that knight in, we got to say that beyond missing the queen, king e1 doesn't make any sense. There's no need that king e1 addresses. So even if you didn't see the queen, what am I trying to say? Well, the king move didn't make any sense. And notice, you didn't spend any time. So your improvement will come when you slow it down in a position like this where you say to yourself, I'm probably toast, first of all. You gotta just say it out loud. You gotta say it out loud. You're like, I'm probably toast in this position, right? But then, okay, the guy still has to finish you off, though. So then we look a little bit and see if we can create any kind of drama, but not king e1, right? If you fight in positions like this, especially at this level, they're going to give you some chances to make a comeback. Okay, so my friends, beautiful. I'm out of here. Hold on. Cryobjorn, sorry for the repeat. Mine also got lost in the shuffle. I think I made a mistake of graduating to my Lee chess rating, but I don't feel that I'm at that. Oh, this is Mr. Barbarian. Nice, dude. That's great, dude. Mr. Barbarian is a power user, and this dude is just crushing it, man. Mr. Barbarian, man. He's just crushing it. Now, when you say yours got lost in the shuffle, I did look at your business yesterday, you know, when I did the first one. And I know you've been graduating like a madman. I know there's been a lot of graduation happening for you. By the way, you can always go back and look either at the VOD or at our, we're trying to put all of the graduation shows onto our second YouTube channel, which is the ChessDojoLive channel. Okay, that's it for me, my friends. I'm going to be back early and often. I'm going to do a lot of streaming in the near future.